All right, welcome back. We want to take a look at the answers and where the answers can be found. So for question number one, it says some people have much easier access to enough healthy food because they have greater economic resources. This gets at the relationship between the answer is food and social class. Food and social class. Where did we find that in the text? Let's take a look. All right, let me just pull that out. Okay. All right. Let's see. We come down food and world cultures, culture and heritage, religion and ritual, globalization, food and society. Let's take a look here. And the reason I skimmed down to food and society is because of the nature of the question. It says we're talking about economic resources, um, some people not having access to enough healthy food. Let's see if we can skim and look. In some places, check this out. Well, hold on now. Got to get back up here to my highlighter. All right. It says in some places, I'm looking right here. Why is it doing that? It's so weird. Just want to highlight. Here we go. All right. Take a look right here. In some places, the availability of food is taken for granted. A large portion of the world's population lives without enough to eat. Studies show that people of lower socioeconomic status eat more poorly than those who have more economic resources. So you can see the answer right there. Again, if we go back to the quiz, it says, hold on, let me clear that. Man, that is weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. All right. All right. Some people, some people have much easier access to enough healthy foods because they have greater economic resources. This gets at the relationship between food and social class. So social class has to do with um, your economic status, usually, like how much money you make and where you are at in society. So really poor people don't have access to, food, healthy food, like someone that has a lot of money and can go somewhere and pay money for like really, really nice high-end food. So it has everything to do with food and social class. Okay, next. An immigrant in a new country finds comfort in discovering a restaurant that makes dishes from his home nation. This is likely because food is an important link to memories of his home nation. Let's go back and look at where we talked about that. Um, Memories. Let's see if we can. Habits, cultural heritage. Let's see here. Food and world cultures. Let me see. I just want to keep food, culture, and society. I'm looking for, yeah, let's see. Yep, I'm looking for the part where it talks about food and memories. Food is clearly important for nutrition, but it's also meaningful to human in other ways. Think about it. We're the only mammals that cook our food. This makes our consumption of nutrients much different. Yeah, right here it says food can be nostalgic and provide important connections to our family or our nation. Food can be a bridge that helps immigrants find their place in a new society. Food can have a number of different meanings that might not be immediate to us when, for example, we take our first bite of our favorite dinner. So this is part of the answer. Let me just highlight that. It says right here, food can be nostalgic and provide important connections to our family or our nation. So, and then they talk about how an immigrant, someone moves to a different country, um, they can find a place in a new society through the food, right? Because foods carry memories. Nostalgia means when you eat something, it reminds you of another time in your life. Let's see. It also talks about some other important connections here. Let me erase that. When it comes to memory. So here's another one, right? Food provides an important link to our cultural heritage. Imagine an Italian grandmother who immigrated to the United States and is teaching her grandchildren who have never been to Italy how to make an authentic Italian meal. So let's see. Yeah, these are memories of an old life. Let's see. Globalization. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. So really the answer is that first highlighted section. Let's go down to number 3. Growing up, you always had a birthday cake. This is an example of a food ritual. A food ritual. Let's go back and check that out. Let's look for food rituals. Okay, here we go. Food is also tied to religion and ritual. And they talk about in some religions, such as Hinduism, followers generally avoid eating meat, particularly cows. So they talk about how food for a Hindu, they don't eat beef. So, and then they talk about Papua New Guinea. They roast pigs for a ceremony. That's a big deal. Now look, here's kind of the answer to our question right here. Let me highlight it. To an American child, celebrating his birthday with a frosted cake points to the importance of food for our rituals. Rituals are things we do to celebrate. They're like traditions that like a birthday party. So you can see the answer there to the question. Um, it's a food ritual. Number 4, sometimes a dish we think is authentic to a particular country was actually introduced by a different country, sometimes through a system of domination. This is known as colonialism. Let's jump back over here where it was talking about colonialism. Oop, I guess it was down here. Cultural heritage. The answer is found in this paragraph right here. Food has been used in less positive ways. For example, during periods of colonialism in Africa and other parts of the world, colonizers used food as a way to erase local cultures and incorporate local peoples into European systems of domination. So when you order from an Indian restaurant, you might not be eating something that is authentically Indian. Instead, it might be a dish that was introduced by British colonizers. So this is all part of the answer to this question back here. Let's take a look at 4. Sometimes a dish we think is authentic to a particular country was actually introduced by a different country, sometimes through a system of domination. This is known as colonialism. Okay. Number 5, today you might find your favorite fast food restaurant when you travel to a distant country. This is due to the process of globalization, without a doubt. We come back here, we'll see globalization. Here it is. Let's highlight that so you guys can see where I'm pulling it from. So it says certain foods also have global reach. Think of McDonald's. This chain is now located in nearly every country of the world. Globalization, or the social, economic, and cultural phenomena that bridges vastly different places, also involves food. Different dishes find their way around the world thanks to technology and the rapid transfer of information, goods, and services, called globalization. All right. Well, I hope you were did okay on that test. Thank you for joining me for this little test answer key session. We'll see you back here soon. Bye, students.